And hello again, YouTube. Well, I guess I forgot exactly what time Costco closes on Saturday, because it's 7:09, and the attendant walked up right behind me to lock the pump. So I guess it shuts down at 7. So it's a good thing I decided to come directly here and get gas, or I'd have missed out on that. So now the sticker shock was almost $44 to top off my tank, and mind you, it wasn't empty. Yikes. Well, at least a lot of other people, unlike a lot of other people that are complaining about the cost of gasoline right now, I do fully intend to not be driving everywhere and still be using substantial amounts of public transit. Starting with going to work tomorrow at Amazon. Although I gotta be honest, part of me does really want to just drive there just for the sake of driving there. Just tell my coworkers, hey, guess what? That's what I did today. I fucking drove to work. Yeah, that happened. Maybe offer some of my coworkers that usually ride the bus home with me a ride just to change it up. It's genuinely tempting to do that. So anyway, 7:10 p.m. Saturday, May 7th, 2022. Just as I stated, I just finished getting gas at Costco. Just barely made it in time. And boy, do I feel like a moron after talking about how people should be aware of what side of the car their gas hole is on, and get in the line that puts them directly adjacent to the pump. Hey, cut me some slack. It has been like 8 months since I put gas in this car, and I legit forgot that my gas hole was on the right-hand side. So yeah, I was the guy stretching the hose. However, I was the last guy in line. There's nobody behind me, so no harm, no foul, I guess. Anyway, wow. Speaking of Costco, I would imagine the store's closing early too on a Saturday, because I can't imagine they would close the gas before the store. That doesn't make any sense, but I feel like I should check that anyway. I did want to swing by there and get some soda and water and tea while I can so easily transport those things, because cases of water and tea and soda are freaking heavy. And while I have got some since I've been without a car, one at a time, and it's always been a bit of an ordeal, and I always felt just absolutely physically destroyed after carrying it home. Yeah, it says it is closed. I'm using my other phone to look at the hours. At least I'm trying to look at the hours. My other phone really struggles to run Google Maps. This is closed, open 10 a.m. Sunday. I thought you clicked on that to see the hours. Oh, here it is. Hours. Yeah, closes at 6 on Saturday and Sunday. Closes at 8:30 on weekdays. For some reason, I thought it was open later on Saturday. Oh well. Not happening today. Highly likely not happening tomorrow. Yeah, I did want to say just a few finished words about listening to Donda. So anyways, I was saying in the last video, I've listened to the album quite a few times. Granted, not as much as I probably would have listened to it had I still had my car, because that's like one of the places I most enjoy listening to music. But yeah, I've listened to the album quite a few times, and either streaming it or listening to it with my downloads from YouTube, my converted MP3 files. And I've just got so accustomed to that segue from Dawn to Chant to Jail that on the deluxe edition, which is the only version they put out on CD, hearing it go from Dawn to Chant to Hurricane, the first thing I did was climb off the side of my bed and look at my CD changer to see if somehow I had inadvertently pressed the button to put it on track shuffle. It's like, wait a minute, no, that's not the track that's supposed to come after Don Chant. And I don't know, to me that segue just doesn't sound right. And I'm sure a lot of that's just from the fact I've got accustomed of the way that it just transitions from Don to Chant to Jail. But I don't know, it just didn't seem to have the same flow to me going into Hurricane. Now, granted, Hurricane is definitely my favorite song off the album. It's the song that did get service to radio as a single, although I've only heard it on the radio a few times. But it's something I've been playing a lot out of context as a DJ, and then it's also a song I like to play when I'm using the Touch Tunes jukebox. So I'm used to hearing it out of context, hearing Hurricane out of context more than I'm used to hearing it in the flow of the album. But man, that segue from Don to Chant to Hurricane just threw me. And yeah, I definitely prefer that. Just for some reason, the first actual song, it's hard to consider Don to Chant a song. The first actual song of the album being Jail, I feel sets the tone for the album way better than Jail is the first song to me. It really sets the tone for the album way better than Hurricane does. So I only managed to listen to it all the way through once, and to be completely honest, about 75% of the way through the first album, when I realized that Priscilla wasn't going to come in and join me naked in my bed for a Kanye West album listening party, I started, my attention did kind of drift off the album a little bit, and I worked on some of the descriptions on my vlog videos, so not listening to it as intently as I could have. Although one thing definitely did grab my attention was Remote Control Part 2. That's great. That's a huge addition. Yeah, much. I definitely like that better than the regular short version of Remote Control. Although I still find it really weird from a sequencing standpoint, like how that's in the middle of CD1, and then Remote Control, as titled Remote Control Part 2, and then Remote Control is like in the middle of the second CD. Seems kind of out of order. Anyway, I had already had a download that I got from one of the Donda listening parties, I believe the one that was in Atlanta, and it's the one where Kanye West is sitting in front of the replica of his childhood home, and he's got Marilyn Manson sitting on the steps next to him, and Remote Control plays, and it has the full sample, and I don't know what the hell the sample is from. It's from some short cartoon, but it's just a nonsensical kind of voice that says, "I am the glug 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 glub," or something like that. I can't imitate it, but every time I hear that sample, it just puts a smile on my face. It fits well into the mix, and I think Kanye's brilliant for the way he every now and then pulls just these ridiculous samples out of his ass and just incorporates them into his music, and they just fit. So I had kept that particular version of the song because I liked the inclusion of that sample, whereas the regular album version of Remote Control, that sample is chopped down to almost nothing at the end of the song. So I really dig the fact that Remote Control Part 2 has not only got that sample, but it's got a much longer version of that sample incorporated into the song. That absolutely did it for me. I know there was some other featured rappers and singers that were included on it, and that's probably what I should be more excited about, but let's face it, it's all about the glub sample for me. So, but I can't have an opinion on hip hop music because I'm white, right? Never mind that I've been a hip hop DJ for decades. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much what I did at the end of the last videos. I went home and listened to Donda. By the time that album was over, I laid there, which sounds like, well, that's not much. Just went home and listened to a CD. Dude, it's a two CD set that runs about an hour and 20 minutes, or 2 hours and 20 minutes. So, yeah, that took a while. By the time I was done listening to that, and I listened to some other stuff, and updated a couple more things on my YouTube channel, it was just like, oh man, it's almost midnight. And at that point, it became very apparent that, yeah, Priscilla was not just going and getting food and coming back to bed. That was another line of shit from her. Which of course didn't surprise me at all, because if you're just going to get food, probably you don't shower and get dressed up, which she did. And granted, part of me was like thinking about joining her in the shower, but I was much more into listening to Kanye West Donda off CD on my bedroom stereo system. My bedroom stereo system is not set up for streaming whatsoever, so or playing MP3s. So I have not. It's the first time I've been able to listen to Donda on my bedroom system, which is the best sounding system. I mean, it's debatable which is the best sounding system I own. I mean, obviously I've got my pro gear that I can run a show through, but as far as like what I have for listening at home, it's I feel like it's better sounding than my living room system. The sound is really, really good on the setup in my bedroom. Even though it's an obscene, that setup was done on an obscene budget. I mean, I think I paid $10 for the receiver. I'm pretty sure I paid $10 for the front speaker, and I think I paid $1 for the front subwoofer. And I'm just running it in stereo mode, so I didn't even have the back speakers enabled. So yeah, I probably paid maybe $15 for that CD changer. Of course, I bought the CD changer broken. I did have to repair that, but you know, with stereo systems, it's not about how much you spend on it, it's about what kind of quality components you buy. Nowadays, people don't buy quality components, they buy monophonic Bluetooth speakers and seem to think that sounds good, or sound bars, which aren't much better. Anyway, so yeah, that was kind of an event for me. And I kind of figured, you know, putting two together when I walked out in the living room and saw that she was dressed up, that, yeah, her stated goal of just running and grabbing some food because she was hungry and coming back to bed was not really on the agenda. And she didn't tell me where she was going, or invite me, so whatever. I was much more into listening to my Kanye West CDs anyway. But yeah, at about 12, I guess it's probably, I want to say maybe about, sorry, not 12:30, but closer to like 11:30-ish. Oh, it might have been closer to midnight. My changer went on to a different CD, the next CD that was in the carousel, which, as it turns out, was the Depeche Mode tribute from the early 90s, which has got a wide variety of artists on it. I listened to about half of that. I love that CD. That was just kind of, didn't know I wanted to listen to this, but yes, I do want to listen to this kind of moment. And yeah, I'm laying there. It's like, well, Priscilla's obviously not coming back. And I realized that I had earlier in the day, I had, after I saw the memorial, the white bicycle memorial to Jesse, and that brought me to tears. I had popped into the bar briefly with my tea and my beef sticks from Chevron, which you're really not supposed to bring outside food or drink into the bar. But you know, I'm a regular there. They, you know, they'll cut me some slack. It's not like I brought it in there to drink it there. I just popped in to talk to the bartender about the memorial and just like, hey, did you see that? Because holy shit, that really hit me like a brick. And yeah, I just talked real briefly with her about that before I walked back out to catch my bus to go get my car. And I did tell her I would be back. So it's like, you know, I tell a bartender I'm going to be back. I should really be back. So yeah, ended up going over to Hideaway, sang 3 different songs. Did Lil Wayne, Bitches Love Me, again, because I freaking love singing that song, and it just got such a good crowd response Thursday night. Also did Turn Your Love Around. I want to say George Benson. I'm drawing a blank on who actually sings that song. I want to say it's George Benson, and now I'm not 100% sure on that one, but the one that goes, turn your love around, I can show you how. Oh, that's just one of my favorite songs of all time, and it gets stuck in my head at the most random of times, and it just felt like the right time to sing it. And of not only of every song that I sang last night, but I think every song I saw anybody else sing, that just seemed to get the best crowd response. It just got the crowd going. Now I would say the crowd was probably about 60% persons of color. Not to say all black. There were quite a few natives and Hispanics in the crowd, but definitely it was a not a dominantly white crowd, and I would say the bulk of the crowd was over 40. So yeah, I just I just hit the song people were feeling, and that's one of those songs that when I sing it, I'm in my zone. It's this one I really feel. So even though sometimes I can't remember who sings it, yeah. So did that. That was my definite crowd pleaser. And then the last song I had didn't get too much love from the crowd, and it hardly ever does when I sing it. But I did my last song for me, and I sang REM Day Sleeper, because that's kind of been a personal anthem of mine for a long time. But boy, am I in day sleeper mode right now, and just felt the need to get that out. Did meet some new people there. Lots of attractive women there I've never seen before. That was a good time. Didn't ask for anybody's number, didn't get any number. I did hand my card out to a couple of people just to invite them out to my karaoke show, and maybe I'll see them and maybe I won't. And I did see a couple of my regular singers that I haven't seen in a while, and she pretty much just told me that it's Sunday, that she works Saturdays, or she works Fridays, so not always easy to go out on a Thursday. And she also said that as crowded as it has been at Bullock's, that kind of makes her not as eager to be there, and I can understand that. I mean, there are times it's so crowded at Bullock's it makes me a little uncomfortable as well, but I mean that's the mark of a successful show, and I'm glad that at this point where my karaoke business has dwindled all the way down to one show, at least I can say with confidence that is a very successful show. So anyway, yeah, got home so quick. I left like right after last call, before the bar actually closed, and I actually got home before 2 a.m. It kind of surprised me what a quick drive it is home, since I'm used to that being a little over an hour walk. So yeah, just got home and climbed back into bed, and I think Priscilla showed up about 20-30 minutes later. I didn't even tell her I went out. For all she knows, she probably assumes I just stayed in bed. But she didn't tell me she went to wander in, which is kind of what I figured she did, which is whatever. At least she stayed the night with me. She actually did go to sleep in my arms, which is something that hasn't happened in a while, so that was nice. I got a lot of mixed feelings about her, but on the times when she actually does that, it is nice. Anyway, that brings me up to today. I need to get my ass home. I'm just sitting there wasting gas, idling my car. So, anyway, thanks for coming with on the ride. And it's still pretty early in the evening. It's 7:30 on a Saturday night. I do hope to go out and do some karaoke tonight. Thinking about looking at the Winolo app, but I think the deal with Winolo is that if you want to do any kind of shift work, you have to commit to it the day before. It looks like that's how it's set up. So even though I did see some graveyard shifts offered for Saturday night, I think I would have had to have committed to them before midnight last night in order to get them. But I do want to double check that. But mostly I bought some Brox's home, and I think I'm going to work for the next couple hours. I'm just trying to do some general straightening up in my room because it's gotten ridiculous. Or I might go do laundry. I'm not sure how late. The laundromat I've been going to is open. Coinless laundry, but it just occurred to me I have my car again, so I can go to Econo Wash. It's open 24 hours. Yeah, I think today's a good day to do some laundry, since it's not such a huge ordeal now that I got a car. Anyway, thanks for coming with, and like and subscribe. I won't be walking as much, so if you really were into that video, that style of videos, they're not going to be happening as much now. But life definitely still goes on, and I'm definitely still going to have some coverage of Valley Metro, because I am committed to seeing that public transit is not neglected in this city.